Hey y'all, this is Melissa. Welcome to Messy Missy Creates. Welcome back to the second part of me making my January journal. I do believe I have everything here. I finished putting my pages together, so we didn't have to do that together. And I did make a copy. I had shown you in the last video. There was a little image from the Littlest Snowman book, one of the ones that I thought about using for my January journal and opted not to. But I liked this little picture, and I thought this kind of depicted January, not in Florida where I live, but in my little fantasy January world, or winter wonderland. I have lived in the snow before. I don't necessarily care to do that, but it is pretty. So I like to pretend in my journal. So anyway, this year I had set a goal to use a book out of my stash. I have a whole closet full of vintage books, and I had set a goal for myself to use a book from my journal every month this year. So let's see how that goes. These are my pages. I did half scrapbook paper and the other half book pages, music pages. I did keep some of the pages out of the book. They're not very interesting, which is fine because we're just going to journal over them. These are some, that's an atlas page, and then these are some children's piano instruction book. And then I have this variety of, this was an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page. This was one I printed, and so was this one. I got them, they're called Winter Tales. I still can't remember the Etsy shop that I bought them from, but for Christmas I got a printer that will print 12 by 12, borderless. It prints edge to edge. I have that listed. I think it's the first item that I have listed in my description. It's an Amazon link. It's an affiliate link. If you order from that link of any of those items, they give me a small, what do you call that, stipend or something like that. So anyway, I just have to disclose that it's all in the description. So I have 16 pages, which I do a double spread every day, for each day of the month, and so that equates to 16 full pages, which gives you 32 if you're looking at front and back, which you need 31, not 32, but you can't do 15 because then you only have 30. Blah, blah, blah. So I already have these cut down. I already have them taped together. I just used some washi tape. And I've already got my book gutted. I reinforced it with a little bit of fabric tape, like a sports tape. I did all that in the last video, but just in case you didn't see that. Anyway, I have all of that together. I do want to use this bag. I almost forgot about it. So I still have to cut this down. I think I will do it this way, so that I can use this bag twice if I cut it, because it's a large bag. I got this from an order, I think it was either Honeybee Stamps or My Favorite Things. It's a stamp, like a card making company that does stamps and dies. So I have it folded right here. If I cut it this way, it's going to give me a top pocket. But if I cut it this way, it gives me a side pocket, and then I can cut this open for a double side pocket, and I also can use it twice. So my book measures, I think, approximately 9 by 6. It's 9 and, well, let me do inches, not centimeters, because I don't know how to read centimeters. It's 6 3/4 by overall 9 1/4. So oh, I do need that ruler again. What I decided to do for the cover, this page I just showed you, and this page, and there's one more page that I printed, this one, and then this one, and then this was another paper out of that set that I bought off Etsy called Winter Tales. Now, there's some beautiful winter scenes, but none of them, when I would have cut it down to the size that I needed, it was like only half the scene, so I opted not to use that. And this is very similar to the page I'm using in the book, but it's a little bit different. It just has like a little fox and snowballs and whatever. So I went ahead and did this. So it's a little different than the paper I'm using in the book, but it's not. It's still very similar. So I'm going to cut those down, and those will be my inside cover pieces, which I don't have to do anything to the inside cover. The end pages, the papers that are in there are fine. They're still intact. They're not drawn on or anything like that. This was a children's toys you can build yourself book. It was an older book, I'd say from, if I had to guess, I'd say from, well, here's the cover. If I had to guess, I'd say from like the 70, I don't know, it says 9.95, so maybe it was newer than that. I haven't decided what to do with the cover. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Let me measure. This paper fits perfectly. I want to measure not the edge to edge to the book, but I want to measure the end page that's currently in here. And I do believe it is 6 and, not quite, it's a little over 6.5. It's 6 and, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5/8 or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's actually 6 and 9/16. Let me write that down for myself so I don't have to look that up again or measure it again. 6 and 9/16. Yay! Don't we love measuring stuff like that? 6, 9/16. Hi. And I want my end papers to come right to the edge of this tape. So, well, actually, they can go all the way to the edge of the binding. So that makes them exactly 9 inches. That would be perfect. And I'm going to do them, okay, so I'm going to do them 9 inches by 6 and 9/16 tall. And let me do that because I think that might be the first thing I want to do. So my first cut is going to be, oop, I need this, turn around, and I need this arm out. Let me zoom you, oop, I just bumped you. Let me zoom you out just a hair while I do this, and hopefully I will remember to zoom you back in. If you yell at me loud enough, I may hear you. I want to cut it from the top. 6 and, mercy, 8/16 is a half, so it's 1 notch past that, so that's easy enough to remember. So let me cut 1. The nice thing about printing your own paper is if you mess one up, you can print another one. Now, before I cut the second one, let me just double check that that's going to be right. That is almost perfect. Okay. It is perfect if I don't line it up with the tape, because the tape is probably not completely straight. So the next cut I want is 9 inches on the nose. But see this borderless, or the edge-to-edge printing it does? I just printed those a few minutes ago. I love being able to print my own stuff. I had that printer before. It was before I started journaling. I used it for something else. And hold on, I gotta think for a second. 9 inches, right? Yes, okay. That'll make a good, cute tag. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one because I feel pretty confident. 6 and 9/16. I have it the right direction. And then, I just poked a hole in it. And then I want it at 9 inches on the nose. There we go. Okay, so I have these pieces left over, and I have these long pieces that are, well, it was a 12 by 12 paper. I cut approximately 6.5 inches off of it, so it's about 5.5 inches tall. I can always cut these down for tags, or I can cut them down for pockets or whatever. So I'm going to set those in my January box or basket. I think we are done with the trimmer. I don't need that. How that got dragged out here. I want to glue these in. I want these in before I sew in my signature. When I'm journaling in this, because it is so much wider than what I'm used to, because what I'm used to is like this height, 9 by 6, but the 9 height. This has a landscape orientation, and so it's going to be a different scenario, and I'm probably going to have you zoomed out more often than not. Okay, I really like that a lot. Now, I had a little bit of an argument this morning with my art glitter glue because I left it out. And then I tried to force the pen in it to clean it out instead of just going and soaking it in hot water. And I bent and broke the pen. So, actually, I think I'm going to use glue stick. So, I'm hoping this hasn't dried out yet. I'm going to do glue stick, and then I will do the art glitter glue around the edges. Put my pencil up. I don't think I need it right now. Let me get out. I like to start with new glue pages when I'm doing my journal so that I don't get glue all over my, I don't know. It's just, it was time. I haven't changed out my glue pages in a while. I recirculate or reuse the same ones over and over a lot of times. So, I'm still using these Avery glue sticks. So far, I've been okay with them. They're a lot cheaper than my Scotch Create. I don't think they're quite as good as the Scotch Create. In my personal opinion, I've been able to peel things up, which is convenient if you need to peel something up, but you don't want things to come up like on your cover in your journal, you know, that you don't want to come up, right? So that's not really a fabulous quality in a glue. But here we are. Okay, this should completely cover this end page that's already in here. And it should cover up. I'm going to scoot it down because I don't want it to overlap this edge of the book. I'd rather have more on the end. Okay, if I think I need to come back and put art glitter glue on the edges, like I might have to on this edge, you know what, let me go ahead and do that. Because I'm pretty confident that glue stick is not going to stick to that tape right there. Yeah, my art glitter glue is not happy with me. Art glitter glue is great, but the little nozzle tip is a little hard to, she's a little testy sometimes. Okay, so let's do this one and get these glued on, and then we can start sewing in the signature and figure out what we're going to do with the cover. I like to get, well, no, I have to put the binding on before I sew in the signatures. Unless you're trying to hide your ties, your laces. But I want them on the outside. And, oop, I just threw my glue stick. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and glue. I may take, I hate using this without the fine tip nozzle on it, but I'm being ever so careful and gentle. All right, so that's upside down, so I get it turned around, and here we go. Oh, the glue on my book cover. There we go. I think that was cute. The blues matched the cover perfectly. Or, you know, close to perfectly. And if I want to come in and reinforce that with some washi, I can, but I'm going to let that art glitter glue dry and see what it does. And there is our inside cover. So what do we think of that? I think I should have scooted that up just a little bit, but that's okay. And there we go. So outside cover. I'm going to put, I think, unless I change my mind, I'm going to put this image on my outside cover. Now, I will tell you this. I have been using, everybody always asks me what printer I use because it does a pretty good job when I print out my photos during the month. And what I have been using is an HP Envy. It's an older one. I got it at a thrift store years ago for like $20. And it prints out great quality pictures and clip art and stuff like that. But I ran out of ink on it. And so I made a copy on my the Canon printer is the one that, anyway, I have noticed a little bit of difference. Like the red, I mentioned in my last video, I think, that the reds are a little different. Like one is an oranger red, one's a pinker red. So it's just funny to see the difference in the printers. Now, I don't have a side-by-side comparison because I wasn't able to print this on the Envy. But I was very happy with my Envy. I plan on continuing to use it for my everyday printing. Well, actually, my sister, well, she didn't give it to me. I bought a brand new, she had used it one time, a brand new HP Eco Tank. And I haven't set it up yet. I was waiting for this one to run out of ink, and it has. So now I will get that new one set up. And so now I will have 2 new printers. Anyway, that was probably more than you wanted to know. So let's get these signatures where we want them. Oh. I was not done with the trimmer. I still have to cut this bag down. And I'm not 100% sure where I want the bag yet. I'm going to actually have to cut down. No, I need 18 inches. I don't have 18 inches, so I'm not going to cut any off the sides except to open this maybe. So I'm going to cut, oh dear. This is not going to fit in my trimmer. I'm going to have to fold it evenly. And then cut. Let me see. I want to cut it this way. It's not going to fit in my trimmer this way. I may have to do this by hand. Think. Okay, it's folded over like this. If I cut it like this, maybe the trimmer will cut that. So I want it, I'm just going to do this one at 6.5. It doesn't have to be perfect. It measures right at 12 inches. I'm going to cut it to 6 inches. And then that way I will have 2 halves. Oh, I could use both of them in there if I really wanted to. Okay. Well, I might as well because I'm not going to use that any other time of the year because it has snowflakes on it. And so this will give me several, oh wait, no, I can trim this with my, I do want this end trimmed off. I can do that later though. I don't have to do that right now. So I have these two bags, which will make good pockets in this journal. And I will be very glad to use those bags because they've just been kind of laying here. And I've been saving it for a couple of years, So I will put one on the ends and then one in the middle maybe. And that gives us pockets. So what I like to do is, oh, I've mixed these up. Okay, so here are my 8 book pages. And I've turned some of these around. Here are my scrapbook papers. There we go. I folded these in. They were 12 inches long, so I folded these in by about 3 inches. That gives me little flaps or an end pocket or whatever I want to use them for. Okay, so I need to decide right off the bat what my front cover is going to be. So I could easily use... I hear somebody's horn alarm. I could easily use that one. I can't flip this over like this because then that makes that upside down. So I can't use that one. I could use this one. Yeah, I could use that one. Do we like that one? It's not bad. It's potential. I could use this one. I could use that one. That one's a little bright. No, too busy. Could use that one. Or... Well, I guess where's my little snowman page? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing a page. Aha. Here it is. I was thinking I'd use that. If that's not too busy with that front cover. Now, this happens to be my shortest page, which is probably not good. Now I'm tempted to use this one. I didn't really want to because the front and back journal don't get covered. I think I'm going to use this. I don't journal on the front and back cover, so really all I'm going to use of this paper is this one. So that's where your 32nd page comes in. Now, you could do like a cover page, like January or whatever. So I think I'm going to use that. It's a similar enough scene, but it's not exactly the same. So, okay, so that's going to be my outside cover. And then what I try to do is alternate. It really doesn't matter but I alternate the book page and the scrapbook page. So, I don't have anything that's going on that I know of that I have to have something in a certain place. But, so this one would be my first page. This one would be like January 2nd. This one would be January 3rd. I'm not trying to keep up with all of that. Don't fret. January 4th. January 5th. And sometime next week, like, so that would be the 6th-ish through the something. It's supposed to get a good bit colder. So I was thinking, and I don't have my calendar sitting out here, but I was thinking that might be a good day to have like some of these snowflakes or snowmen or whatever. That was as far as I was going with that thought process. So I know that next week, all week is supposed to be really cold for us. It's supposed to be in the 20s. And so maybe the little Eskimos. Okay. These book pages, it doesn't matter. Those book pages don't have flaps because they were the book pages from the book, so they were the right length already. So I don't have to worry about... Okay, here we go. I don't have to, you know, I was thinking I'd alternate a flap and a not flap, but I don't think that's a big deal. I may have to fold some of these in a little further. Now let me place my bag. I don't want it on the front cover, but I may put it right here. It'll just be like an extra page or a pocket per se. I'm going to flip that around. I don't know that I really want it at the beginning of the month. Let me skip. So this would be the first, this would be the second, this would be the third. This would be the fourth. Let's put it here. Fourth or fifth. Let's put it in this one because there's no pattern to that paper right there. So that gives us a little bit of pattern. And then I will just flip through to a little further in the book and get one in the middle. Let's see, here's the middle. So maybe right here. That spreads the pockets out a little bit. Oop, I have a piece of stray ribbon. Okay, I'm going to try to keep those in the middle. And the only way I'm going to do that is not to tap them on the bottom, if that makes sense. Yeah, see, like this one I tapped on the bottom. And let me find, yep. Because if you tap them on the bottom like that, they're going to settle to the bottom. And I don't want them to do that. Oh, well, look what I did. I left out pages. Okay, here we go. It's good enough. If they sink to the bottom, they sink to the bottom. This feels very, very thick. Probably because I had to put them together with washi. It feels much thicker than my usual, which it shouldn't, because most of this is pretty thin scrapbook paper, except for what I printed was a lightweight cardstock. I used a lightweight cardstock. Let me see, and I did not burnish like with a burnishing tool when I, let's see if I can pack that in there a little bit better with my ruler. When I put the washi on, I did not burnish them with a tool. I just folded them with my, with my fingers. Here we go. Well, for what good that did, it's not doing a whole lot of good. So the washi, having to piece together the pages, definitely thickens up your spine. But once I sew them, once I start stitching them in, they will... Oh, I had big paper clips. I finally found some, and now I don't know what I did with them. I'm not going to take the time to look. Okay, here's the middle. And I want these to be centered because I cut the papers to be the size of the end papers and the papers that were in the book, not top to bottom of the book, if that makes sense. So in the book, you're going to see this blue border all around it. So I just was trying to get that centered best I could. I'm not looking for perfection here, but okay. So now after I do this, I'm not going to want to open my book all the way once you clip them, because you kind of want them to be centered when you close your book, right? Now is the time to pack that in with the ruler, but I already have them clipped, so okay. Here we go, one more clip. And okay, now I need to pick out my thread. These are I found at a thrift store. Somebody had taken the time to put these all nice and neat in not necessarily color order. I'm sure they're in some kind of numerical order, and I'm sure that I have mixed them up. This is not, but I found these at a thrift store and I was tickled to death because it was a great way. I think that looks good. I don't think I'm going to do anything else or look at another one. So, oh, there goes my ruler. So now what I need to do is to figure out my fabric situation. And, oh, here's my ring rack. When I asked your opinion on which, the fabric or the fleece, I'm leaning towards the fleece. A lot of you did, but some of you did say fabric. So what I was thinking I might do is, I want to try this. I'm going to snip a little off and then tear it. If it'll let me tear it this direction. Okay. It did. So there's a little strip. I was thinking that I would tear a piece and see if I could use both. And I didn't play around with this because, wait, let me cut this. I don't think it's going to let me tear this fleece. So I'm going to see if I can cut it. I want to cut this little, this has like stitching holes in it or something like that. I want to see if I can cut that off. These were remnants I bought at Hobby Lobby. I think I told you in the last video, one of them was like 18 cents. The other one was like 83 cents or something like that. 94, 84. So, I couldn't pass it up. Okay, as much as I liked that little roll right there, I wasn't going to have that on both sides. Let me trim this. I still have, it's okay. It's all right. So, here's what I'm thinking. So, I need about, let me set my book to the side. I'm going to see if I can get approximately 4 inches. These are pretty much fabric scissors. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that will be plenty. Well, the little guide didn't do me a whole lot of good on that. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so this is what why did I... Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. I have to glue this on before I can put these in. So let me just clip them together so that they stay individually. Sorry, I had that in your face. I know, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. I was going to say, I don't know what I was thinking, but what I was thinking is I got ahead of myself. Okay, set those to the side because I need to lay this flat. And I'm going to try one more time to trim that off. I don't want those little holes right there. I don't know if you can see them or not, but I can. And that also tells me it's not straight, which I know it's not. I can see it curve. And chances are the fleece, it'll stretch and it'll do all sorts of things. So what I was thinking is if I had this like this, sorry, I know I was in your eyeballs again. And I think I'm going to have to cut that down a little bit anyway because I think it's going to be too wide. But I didn't know how this would look. Or something like that. That way we have the best of both worlds. Or I can cut a little bit longer strip and do like a little fabric collage right here in with my picture. So let me cut this picture out. Let's see. I still don't know what I did with my other scissors. I don't want straight cuts on this. I kind of want it to be a little wavy and, you know, almost like a kiss cut. There we go. Okay. I wasn't sure how this would look. Do we like that? It's not bad. That way I get the fabric and the fleece. Or I can do that and I can do this, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I would rather do that and then put this. Let's see how this rickrack looks on it. If I put that on the white section. What do we think of that? I think I like that. That gives me both scenarios, the best of both worlds, I guess. So I think I need to cut this fleece down to about, I'll just use these scissors. These are my Tim Holtz Can Cut Anything scissors. I'm not a seamstress, so I'm not precious with my scissors. I cut more more paper than I do fabric. So if I glue this on right here and then glue this over it, I think that's going to give me my desired outcome. Yeah, I think 3 inches is much better than the 4 inches was. And I mean, I could put that over the fleece. How would that look? Do we like that better? And then put the rickrack to cover up that seam. I think it doesn't matter. The fabric would, oh, that's cute. The fabric would lay better if it was glued on first. And then if I put this at the edge, you're not really going to notice the difference. Okay, so I'm going to glue this fabric down first. I'm going to glue it right about there. Let me move my little picture so I don't get Fabri-Tac on it. Get out my Fabri-Tac. And I'm going to trim, I can trim up the lengths of these later. I think I want it right about here. Right? Because that's going to come to right about there. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. How did I say that? I'm trying to use my guides a little bit. And I think I want the glue. Come on. Come on, you've been working so well. Don't start. Okay. Let me cap that so it doesn't erupt. And I'm going to smooth this in. I'm not going to do the same thing on the back. I'm only doing that on the front, I think, unless I change my mind between now and then. And I could have done it to where I pieced it over and a little piece came off here and here or whatever, but I think this will be fine. I think it will look pretty good. And it's not straight, which I'm not wanting perfection, but I do want it to be straight because I want it to be straight enough that you're going to have almost an even amount coming out from here. Okay, so to let me decide if I want to do that on the back or if I'm not going to worry. I think I'm not going to worry about it. That way I know, I mean, because we always give the front cover a little more whatever than the back. So I need glue from 17 to 20 inches on my grid mat here. That will be helpful. And I don't know if I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to see if I can get a good bit of glue down in that little gutter right there. And all on the top, all along here, and on top of this fabric right here. Now the good thing about Fabri-Tac is if it gets where you don't want it, you can always like peel it off for the most part. There we go. Ooh, that was strong. I normally don't mind the smell of Fabri-Tac. I almost like it. I know that's kind of weird. But that was a lot of it. A lot more than I'm used to exposing myself to, I guess. Ooh, I'm shaking you. I'm sorry. There we go. I think I hear my chickens. Sorry about the silence. I thought something was out there getting my chickens. Okay. So I'm just giving that a second to dry. And then I hear a dog barking. Oh. I don't have a dog. Okay. My niece is supposed to be coming over. I'm wondering if she's bringing her dog. Maybe that's it. Okay, I'm going to trim this right here. Sorry about that silence. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with my chickens. I don't want something. When I went out to feed them this morning, I thought I saw a hawk fly off. So I was a little concerned about that. If this was larger rickrack, I would put it like over that edge. But it's not, so I'm just going to put it as close to the edge as I can get it. Okay, a little more glue. Little more glue. And hopefully it doesn't sink into that fleece too much, too quick. Before I can get the rickrack on. No, it sat on top. It was fine. I've never used fleece for my spine before, so I thought that was kind of fun, you know, because if it works and I like it, I mean, then you can always use like a old sweatshirt or something like that. Okay, we're gonna let that dry, and I think I have time. Tell you what I might do is I'm debating on if I want something behind that, so I may not glue that on just yet. I'm thinking like a little collage, like a little bit of like a plaid paper, or let me see if I have anything else that would work. I have this large piece right here. I don't want that. And I mean, I have bits of like this. If I tore them, I could do like a little collage. Now I'm thinking more like a blue plaid, so I might print out I don't have any extra. Yes I do. Yes I do. Yes I do. And I have this little piece of this pink right here. Okay, because I don't think I want that kind of print. I'm thinking that little bit of pink right here, because it's got the little pink house. And that introduces that hot pink into the equation. And then I have this right here. That's kind of a red, but it's a reddish pink, like a pinkish red. So if I put a little bit of that, and then if I have to, I will I think I'm going to cut this down to a pocket size before I tear it. I like about a 3.5 inch pocket. So that gives me 3.5 straight edge inch. Ooh, that was a lot of words. Okay, now I can tear that and do, oof, I still, what do we think of that? Okay, I keep saying I'm going to tear it in the direction that won't leave me the white edge, but I keep doing it. Okay, that's a little bit better. What do we think of that little cluster? Do I need some little bit more peeking out? Like right there? Or maybe another little piece of this pink? All right, come here. Come here. What do we think of that? Do we like that? Kind of. But I almost feel like I need something else up here. What about a piece of this? I can tear it to get that white off, but yeah, I'm not I don't know. I can't tell if it's I don't like it or I don't like it with that white. The white edge right there. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't think I want those touching. Let me put the pinks in the corner, although I liked that in the corner because this one's not going to be big enough. Let me see if I need to move this to the corner down here. And then this up on this corner. Nope. We'll just have a little bit peeking off. I may not have time to sew in the signatures with y'all, seeing how I'm doing this. What do we think of just the pink? Just a little hint of the pink down here and a little bit of it up there. Let me see if I can round that a little bit more. Does that help? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it actually did help. Okay, so if I have this little bit of pink down here, and that little bit, I like that. Okay, so I didn't even need all that. So let me put all of that up. Get all my little bits off of here. I think I like that. I don't have pink anywhere else, but it's in that little house. So let me see if I can, I'm going to use art glitter glue if it didn't dry up on me. And see if I can put this down. Well, alrighty. Okay, wipe it on my shorts. Yeah, I don't like using it without that fine tip. For one, too much comes out and it wastes the art glitter glue. And for another thing, you just don't need it, right? But it's okay. It will do for the purpose of this video. Now I want to make sure I have that where I want it. So I want, that has to go over like this. I don't want this white piece to show. I think I'm tripping up over this white edge right here. I shouldn't be, because I have plenty of white on here. Okay, let me see if I can glue this down. And then, oh no. Good job. Let's see. And then you've seen me sew in signatures before. So yeah, I dropped a big old blob of glue right there in the middle. Oh well, it just looks like a blistery winter day. So now I want to glue this down, and I have a feeling that, you know what, I'm not using this art glitter glue for that. I'm going to use a glue stick. This is lightweight paper, and I'm afraid that the glue stick will, no, I'm afraid that the art glitter glue will cause it to buckle. So let me just see if I can get this glue edge to edge here. The art glitter glue is very liquidy, so it's just printer paper that I printed this on. So I want to make sure that, you know, get that on without it. I didn't want the, sometimes the glue lines will show through is what I'm trying to say, I think. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we have that on. We have this on. I'm shaking you again. I'm so sorry. Let me zoom you in a little bit. And so we have this. Now I'm going to trim this up a little bit. I like for a little bit of it to show through, or show on the outer edges, but not quite that much. Now, if you wanted to, some people wrap the fabric all the way around, and you certainly could do that. Well, I didn't cut straight. That's a little bit better. Okay, what do we think? I think it pops, huh? I think that looks really cute. And then maybe I can put January, I can find a January that will go with this. Maybe I can print one out or make one, or I should be able to draw one. I can draw and then print it out. And yeah, and then I will just get the signature sewn in. You've seen me do that many times. I think I know what else I was going to do. I was going to use my white pom-poms. I'm not going to do it until I sew the signature in, though, because I did that last time and it got in my way a little bit. But I'm going to sew the, I'll probably sew it to, or not sew it, I'm going to glue it to the outer edge right here. And either that or I might glue it to the inside edge. I'm not sure, but I kind of like it on the outside edge. That finishes off that white. I almost feel like I wish I had scooted this rickrack over, like right here, because I feel like I need something right here. I do have this other ribbon. I have this light blue, this, oh, that's kind of cute. Do we like that? Like that? Or I have this ribbon, which the only one I think would work would be that Let It Snow, which is funny because, again, I live in Florida. It's not going to snow. Well, I mean, it gets cold enough here to snow. We just don't get, we get rain and then we get cold. We don't get precipitation when it's cold enough to snow. Not sure if I like that one or when I like this one. I'm not sure I like that one. That's a little bit different blue, but I'm almost thinking I like that. It just looks like there's too much white right here. I don't know, do I like that? What does it look like in the camera? It's kind of shiny in the camera. This is not the right blue for pom-pom ribbon. I bet you I have a piece of hot pink rickrack. Let me look really quick. In my drawer, I'm right here. I have light pink and I have a light pink rickrack, a small rickrack. Oh, I already have rickrack though. But I have this in hot pink. How would that look right there? Yeah, I don't like the light pink. You know what I could do? I wonder if I could rip this rickrack up. No, it's glued on there. Because I could have done that on the edge, like that, and then done the rickrack here. Darn. Oh, wait, look. Okay. What do we think of that? So that right there, and then this right here. Do we like that? And I could trim some of that off or glue that up underneath there a little bit. I think I want those closer together. In my mind, I wanted it back here, but I think I just did too wide of a, and if I don't want the pink, I could just put that rickrack right there. I think I can trim a little bit of this off. Oh, I'm going to make a mess. What time? Oh my goodness, we got to go. Or I could do this big rickrack right here. Oh, that's kind of cute. It's a little different shade of pink. Oh no, that hides the whole, that hides everything. See if we can trim a little bit of that. I don't think it was even either. I mean, I don't think it was even remotely close to even. See if that helps a little bit. Yeah, I'm almost thinking that I may have wished that I had put this on top of here. Now let's try and see if we like this right here. I do. And see if we like this right here. And I do. Do we like those together? I think so. I think it ties them in. Of course, now that I trimmed it, I could tuck that up underneath there a little bit. Like put it on the outer edge. Like that. And then do the... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I need my Fabri-Tac. I'll make it very quick. And... Come on, Fabri-Tac. Cooperate. I'm going to put the glue right along this edge. And then I'm going to tuck this under. Like that. Tuck it right up to that edge. Let that, oh, I'm shaking you again. I'm so sorry. And then snip this off right here. Okay. That's cute, actually, just by itself. I didn't think I would like that, but I do. It definitely shows off that that is not straight. Can I hide the non... Ooh, I like that. Ooh, let's do that. Okay. Ooh, I just went over an hour. I am so sorry. I try very hard to keep these under an hour. I actually thought for a second I was going to end the video with like 45 minutes. But then I decided to change this around a little bit. Here we go. What do we think of that? That way it hides that stark edge of that white. Oh, I like the pop of pink. I never would have thought that I really wanted pink in here for January, but I really like it. So, I'm so glad that we did that. All right. So, here we have it. Here's our cover. And I like it. I was able to use both fabrics and the ribbon and the picture. And I really like. Okay. I will sew these in without you. You don't have to see that. And let you go. I know it's been a long video, and I'm sorry. But anyway, and then eventually I will put the... I don't think I have hot pink, a big pom-pom ribbon. I think I'll use the white. But anyway, all right. Here's our first journal of 2025. And it's our January journal. And I look forward to working in this. I'm so excited to work in this. And I'm ready to get started. So y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will hope to see you in the next video. Bye.